Hi folks, welcome to NEBCD's 20th annual Labor Day picnic, and this is no ordinary picnic. Not only is it our first ever virtual Labor Day picnic, but it also occurs during one of the most critical election seasons of our lifetime. Now today we're going to see and listen to a lot of great candidates who want to go into office and do their part to help this country live up to its creed. We must do our part to help win in November. And you know what that means. Can you say, vote him away, vote him away?
Oh, we vote him away. Vote him away, 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 vote him away In the bunker, the White House bunker, the liar tweets tonight. The death toll rises and multiplies as the liar tweets tonight. Put him away, 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 put him away. It's really Putin who he's saluting from that West Point grandstand, congratulating him for creating new jobs for the Taliban. Put him away, 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 put him away. Psychotic lion king. Stop the testing right away. Show's over, folks. It'll vanish any day. It's a deep state hoax. Need some help, don't look at me. You're on your own. I'm protecting Robert E. Lee and Roger Stone. In the country, the cries for justice ring through the streets tonight. But in the White House, the might is right house. The liar tweets tonight. Put him away, 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 put him away.
Happy Labor Day, Northeast Bexar County Democrats. It's your chair, Zach Like. I know I haven't been able to see a lot of y'all over the last 6 months. It's been 7 days a week and yes, sometimes 24 hours a day, assisting Mayor Nuremberg in our local COVID-19 response. I'm so happy and grateful that the club has been able to meet regularly during this time, virtually, in as safe a manner as possible. And I'm really looking forward to the final product of this virtual Labor Day event. We're going to be spending tens upon tens of thousands of dollars on the north side. And I really think that we have a shot at flipping some of these districts come November. So while you're watching this program, I hope you consider chipping in a few extra dollars, whatever you're able to give, to nebcd.org/donate. All money goes directly into our campaign efforts. Nobody takes a little on the side. There's not a cut going to particular consultants. It's all going to contact voters on the north side. So I just want to thank my home away from home, my friends that I haven't seen in so long. I look forward to a time, hopefully in the not too distant future, where we can all be together again, where we can all enjoy each other's company, and where we can all yell at the candidates in person together. So happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to our brothers and sisters of our local unions. Thank you for your continued fight. We stand together with you, and happy Labor Day, San Antonio.
Howdy, Democrats, and happy Labor Day. I'm Rebecca Bell-Metereau, your Democratic nominee for Texas State Board of Education, District 5. On Labor Day, while we honor and thank everyone who fought for fair wages and worker safety, we remember those who can't be with us today. We're going to elect Democrats to bring health and safety to the community and equality in our workplaces and our classrooms. The State Board of Education can play a key role in improving our lives and the future of our kids. The board sets curriculum standards, picks textbooks, ebooks, online materials, and it sets graduation standards, oversees the permanent school fund, and charter schools. So we need to be sure that we start teaching real history and how labor unions gave us the 40-hour work week, paid vacations, health and safety regulations, and a minimum wage. I'm running for State Board of Education to shape a better future for our students and to give them a 21st century education that they deserve. We need an educator who will use science-based research and prepare our kids for coping with epidemics, climate change, and a whole new workplace. Our future will soon be in the hands of the next generation, using knowledge determined by this unpaid 15-member board. I have a vision for the curriculum of the future that includes real science and statistics, coding and data analysis, research, vocational skills, critical thinking skills, financial literacy, civil discourse, civics, and comprehensive sex education. I'll work with teachers, parents, and students to address real-world problems with an up-to-date, fact-based curriculum. We can win in November. Visit Vote Rebecca and help me turn District 5 blue. Thank you.
Happy Labor Day, Northeast Bexar County Democrats, and all of us working out there in the unions. We appreciate everything that you do. My name is Roland Gutierrez, and I want to be your next Texas State Senator to make sure that we guarantee Medicaid expansion for folks not just at 125% of poverty level, but 150%, so that every Texan can have insurance. I want to make sure that we pass common sense legislation on health care and make sure that we push the governor and the lieutenant governor to do the right thing on school start. Make no mistake, we need to win Senate District 19 back. We need to get it back from a man that is all about Donald Trump. We need to get it back from a man that believes that children should be incarcerated in cages. We need to win it back from a man that thinks that we need to have a border wall. We need to win it back from a man who is nothing more than Dan Patrick's rubber stamp. It is time for us to take back Senate District 19, to take back what is ours. It is time for us to work together to make sure that we get common sense solutions for ordinary Texans like you and me. It is time that we work hard to make sure that Senate District 19 comes back. Again, I want to thank you all for your support, for all of your kind words and your help through the last several months and years. And I want to thank you all for coming out here today and coming together on Labor Day and showing that we are indeed the pride of San Antonio, the pride of Texas, and we together as workers, as laborers, are going to make sure that we get this done come November 3rd. Thank you. My name is Roland Gutierrez, and I want to be your next Texas State Senator.
Hey there. My son is a card-carrying union member who I am very proud of. But we need to stay tuned because the best is yet to come. And I'm going to press pause and get a beer or lemonade.
Hey there, fellow Democrats. Bexar County Commissioner Justin Rodriguez here, and wanted to bring greetings on behalf of my family and my office to all those great Democrats across Bexar County, but in particular the Northeast Bexar County Democrats, who always do a great job with this annual picnic. And unfortunately, we can't be together this year, but we're all working very hard in making sure that we have a great showing on November 3rd, here just a few months away, but also leading up to that we're motivating and encouraging and energizing Democrats to get engaged in the process. I know my office has been working over the last few weeks on better voter engagement and access. We need to make sure people have access to the ballot box, in particular this year with what's happening with COVID-19. We've been working on drive-through options, utilizing mega sites like the AT&T Center, and most importantly, getting access to mail ballots to as many eligible voters as possible. So we're going to keep pushing. You know that I stand with you and will stand with you from here to Election Day to make sure that we're electing great Democrats from the White House all the way to the courthouse. So thank you for what you do. Please count on me to be your partner as we keep Bexar County blue.
Hello, Northeast Democrats. My name is Ron Rangel, and I'm currently the judge of the 379th Criminal District Court. I wanted to formally thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you during this virtual Labor Day picnic. I sincerely appreciate all that you do for me and for each of the Democratic candidates and the public officials. Your vital support has everything to do with the ultimate result of each of my campaigns, and I'm truly blessed to enjoy your friendship. I first started a campaign for this position over 12 years ago. I'll never forget that first introduction to this organization when I first walked into a meeting in a Luby's cafeteria. I remember many of you from those early days. You didn't hesitate to ask me those tough questions, and you were fierce advocates of those important political positions that matter to all of us, including those amongst us that are least fortunate. I cherish that experience of learning from a room full of fellow progressives who value equality, fairness, open-mindedness, who have big hearts and a true sense of justice. You have remained steadfast to our democratic principles, and you continue to fight for those issues that matter the most. You've proven to me every election cycle that you work hard and that you are relentless in your advocacy for the candidates that you support. You're truly making a difference in our community, while the dedication and care that you exhibit make our world a better place. That hasn't gone unnoticed. A criminal district judge handles felony jury trials, and I've handled many high-profile cases. I've earned numerous awards for my involvement in community service. I currently teach at UTSA, about to begin my 8th year as an adjunct professor, and I'm currently in my 5th year serving as an administrative judge in Bexar County. I've had to make tough decisions during this pandemic with a clear focus on keeping our communities safe. This pandemic has shown us how important it is to elect public officials who also serve and who fight for our community. Now more than ever, we need your service, your vote, and your support in this upcoming November election. I'm blessed to run unopposed this election as I seek my 4th four-year term in this position, and I'm humbly asking for your vote. I promise to continue working for justice and administering over our court system with fairness and strength. You can like me and follow me on my Facebook or Instagram pages, Judge Ron Rangel, and keep up to date with some of the work that I've been doing for Bexar County. Thank you again, Northeast Democrats, and have a great day.
Hello everybody, this is Jaston Williams, and I just want to remind you all that the Northeast Bexar County Democrats are going to be having their annual picnic on September 7th, the Labor Day picnic, and this year it's going to be virtual. We hope everybody will attend and everybody will get out there and vote. Watching the Democratic convention last night, I was moved beyond words by the boy, the stutterer that Joe Biden had helped. I think that sums up who we are as Democrats and the difference between us and Donald Trump better than anything possible. And I just hope we'll see you at the picnic. Get out there and vote. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I'm Elizabeth Davis Frizell, and I'm your Democratic nominee for Texas Court of Criminal Appeals Place 3. I'm proud to be the Democratic nominee, and it's time. It's time for a change. There has not been a Democrat on the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals for over 22 years because there's never been a Democrat to run for that seat in over 22 years. And now here I am. I have been practicing criminal law for the past 27 years. I've been a judge for 20 of those years, and I started as a municipal court judge. I've been a criminal county court judge, a criminal district court judge, and now I'm running for the appellate court. I've been a judge on every level other than the appellate level. The highest criminal court in the state of Texas hears all the death penalty cases across the state. We also review the lower courts. Do you know anybody who didn't get a fair shake in their trial? Well, guess who grades their papers? The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. This is a chance for you to be a part of change. This is an historic election. I think you know it's time for a change, and here I am. And I'm not alone. There are a whole slate of Democrats who are running for the highest criminal court as well as the highest civil court, the Supreme Court in the state of Texas. I'm asking you to help take me to the highest court. I'm ready, I'm experienced, and I want to make sure there's fair and balanced justice on this court. Right now, it's an all-Republican court. Out of all the cases that I've heard as a judge, many of the defendants have been African-American defendants and Hispanic defendants. Do you know how many African-Americans and Hispanic judges are on this court? There are 0. There are none. I'll be the first African-American female to ever serve on this court. But don't take me there for that reason. Take me there because I'm ready for the challenge. I have the experience and I have the heart to know that people that appear in front of me as a judge are not just a piece of paper. They're not just a statistic. It's a live person with a family. And it's a case that we deserve to listen to. Each person deserves a fair shot in court to be heard. And here I am. Please spread the word. Tell everyone you know in the state of Texas they will see my name on the ballot. Judge Elizabeth Davis Frizell for Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Join me. Join me at Frizell for Judge, and you can donate to the campaign. You can find out more about me. Frizell for Judge, F-R-I-Z-E-L-L, the number 4, Judge. FrizellforJudge.com. Join me in my fight for criminal justice reform to make this court more fair for you. Judge Elizabeth Davis Frizell for Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 3.
Hello, Bexar County Democrats. My name is Brandon Birmingham. I'm one of the felony district judges in Dallas. I'm also proud to be part of a barrier-breaking slate of candidates for the Texas Supreme Court and the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. And when good folks like you vote all the way up and down the ballot, we will win. Thank you very much. If you would like to know more about me, you can visit my social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Judge Birmingham. You can also follow along on my blog at judgebirmingham.com. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Bob Miller, Vice Chairman of Northeast Bexar County Democrats. Our campaign efforts in Precinct 3 in 2018 produced enough votes to assure success for every Bexar County Democratic candidate. We're working to triple Democratic voter turnout this year, but we need your help. Please visit NEBCD.org to donate whatever you can afford. Your monthly contribution will help NEBCD to achieve even greater results for our party.
Good afternoon and happy Labor Day, Northeast Bexar County Democrats, family, and friends. I'm Jackie Valdés, your Democratic candidate for the 386 Juvenile District Court. I was so excited to introduce myself to you last year at the picnic at Aggie Park, and I'm delighted to be here with you today at this virtual picnic. I was born and raised in San Antonio, and I'm a proud lifelong Democrat. I graduated from Trinity University with a degree in math, and then I graduated from St. Mary's Law School, where I met my very supportive husband. We have 5 children. Our oldest is 20, and we have a 9-year-old, an 11-year-old, and twin 6-year-olds. I have loved caring for children for as long as I can remember. I started babysitting when I was 10 years old, and I spent my summers in high school volunteering at Camp and Circle T Therapeutic Horseback Riding Center. Both camps program for children of all abilities. After graduating from law school, my desire to work with children and practice law came together when I was hired at the district attorney's office and assigned to the juvenile section. I have practiced juvenile law for over 10 years. I'm board certified in juvenile law, and I'm currently the prosecutor assigned to the Mind Court, which is a specialty court that focuses on boys with mental health conditions. I am committed to assuring this community that the juvenile court is doing its part to help keep this community safe while providing services to those children who truly need the support and the supervision. I humbly ask for your vote for me, Jackie Valdés, for the 386 Juvenile District Court. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to JackieValdés.com, and I encourage you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for your service to the community, and I'm excited to join you and turn Texas blue in November.
Hello, this is your friend, Barbara Gervin-Hawkins. I am so delighted to be here today to help celebrate this Labor Day picnic. I do miss y'all because you know every year I'm there and you've been there for me. My sense of commitment and pride in serving is overwhelming. It's humbling. Therefore, I request your continued support as we move forward on this November 3rd election. We're in historical times right now, which means we've got to do unusual things, but good, big, and bold things. In serving in a Democratic House of Representatives, I know we can get things done. And I would say to all of you, let's continue the faith, let's continue moving forward, and guess what? Let's vote blue all the way through.
Hi there, Madeline Dewar here. I'm at our Northeast Bexar County Democrats campaign office, the center of our 2020 campaign efforts, and my home away from home. Your liberal donations help support this space where volunteers make phone calls and candidates distribute signs and literature to our voters. Please give generously and often as all of us work to turn Texas blue.
Hello everyone, I'm Frank J. Castro. I'm the presiding judge of the 399th Criminal District Court, and I'm running for re-election. First of all, I want to thank everyone at the Northeast Bexar County Democrats for everything that you do locally and in your statewide efforts in turning Texas blue in November, which I know you will do. I also want to remind everybody that because of the Republicans, there is no straight ticket voting in November. So I respectfully urge everyone to go down the ballot and vote for every Democrat candidate or elected official like myself. I strongly believe with your support, I can continue serving the community and doing right in our criminal justice system. I wish all of you a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. And let's go on to November.
Hi, everyone. I'm Judge Tony Arriaga of the 57th District Court. I've been your judge since 2008, about 12 years. And with your help, I pray I'm there for another 12 years. I could not be more proud of the Northeast Bexar County Dems and everything you've done from day one in 2008 to help me and to help all of our judges. Thank you so much for our new judges because they are amazing. You are amazing. And I simply can't thank you enough for all your time, all your efforts, all the sacrifices that you selflessly give for all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope to be with you guys soon, see you in person. Until then, happy Labor Day. Thanks again. Bye.
Here's the story of a shameless grifter and the con men who were running his campaign. They were sucking on the teat of Mother Russia and also of Ukraine. It's the story of a guy named Putin who was rigging the electoral outcome, sending agents from the GRU to say, GRU dumb. And these agents met with Manafort and Sessions, Carter Page and Roger Stone and Michael Flynn, Jared Kushner and Donald Jr. Now what deep borscht they're in. Yeah, they're saying Papadopoulos will topple us, and Robert Mueller will have us all for lunch. Oh, but he is not inviting, he's indicting. That's the way they all became the shady bunch, the shady bunch, the shady bunch. That's the way they became the shady bunch. In a way, even Trump can't counterpunch.
Watermelons are green, but the insides are red. If I were you, I'd look ahead to more fun and politics at the NEBCD picnic. Stay tuned.
Happy Labor Day, my fellow Texans. I'm Kathy Chang, your proud Democratic nominee for Texas Supreme Court Place 6. Thanks to all the hardworking men and women across Texas and across our nation, our country's economy has flourished to be the economic powerhouse of the world. But due to ID10T in the White House, we've seen some major setbacks. Setbacks such as rising COVID-19 cases and a slow economy. But fear not, my fellow Texans. This coming November 2020, we have an opportunity to correct that problem. See, for many Texans across the state of Texas, they're anxious about voting for a new Democratic president or a new senator, or even gaining the House majority for the state. But let's not forget, there are 7 statewide judicial candidates on the ballot as well. Those 7 judicial statewide candidates consist of 4 Texas Supreme Court candidates, which I'm one of them, and 3 Court of Criminal Appeals candidates. The House may be the ones making the laws, but it is the judicial branch that interprets those laws. And as what we're seeing lately, everything leads to the courthouse. So folks, like the military motto, leave no man behind. Well, I'm asking you, this coming election, leave no Democrats behind on the ballot. Make sure every Democrat on the ballot is checked. For when you vote for Democrat, you are voting for Texas. Let's put in there and make sure we get this flipped. I'm Kathy Chang. I stand for change. Let's make this happen. Thank you. God bless you. God bless the state of Texas. And God bless the United States of America.
Hello, Northeast Bexar County Dems. My name is Christine Hortick, your Democratic candidate for Commissioner's Court Precinct 3. I'm very proud that this group was innovative and found a way to continue the long-standing tradition of the Labor Day picnic. This year has not been easy, but we've made it through with the support of each other. We had a historic turnout of Democrats in the runoff elections, and it's all because of you. Volunteers and true blue Dems like yourselves are going to be the reason we turn Texas blue. You know as well as I do the importance of having elected officials that serve our community and not special interests. I'm running for county commissioner because I want to work hard for the people of Precinct 3 and bring a fresh, new perspective to one of the most important and powerful governing bodies in Bexar County. When elected county commissioner, I promise to help provide opportunities that will benefit our citizens, such as creating more durable communities, protecting the health of our families, and providing smarter, more efficient transportation. As a family law attorney for the past 15 years, I've gained key insights into the Bexar County court system, as well as the struggle of families in our community as well. As a former Ted Kennedy staffer, I was taught the importance of service. I know that my experience and knowledge have prepared me for this election, and I'm excited to be part of the blue wave in Texas. Please check out my website at ChristineHortick.com and follow me on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the virtual picnic.
Happy Labor Day. We are here to celebrate our Northeast Democrats honorees. Very active members with years of experience, Mr. Homer Hernandez, Letter Carriers Union, and Ms. Raquel Cavazos with the AFL-CIO. Thank you for your years of service.
Hello, everyone. I would like to start by thanking the Northeast Bexar County Democrats for the Labor Man of the Year award. It is my honor to accept this award on behalf as a letter carrier of the city of San Antonio. Thank you so much. I also would like to congratulate my union sister, Rachel Cavazos from the AFL-CIO, for being the Labor Woman of the Year. She deserves it. As a letter carrier, we have been pushing for legislation for no excuse absentee ballots for all registered voters in the state of Texas. We will need all the community activists to support letter carriers and the postal workers on our fight for vote by mail. It is our right, and it is safe, and it is secured. As the attacks on letter carriers and the postal workers are going on, I can tell you that my union brothers and sisters take pride on their jobs, and we deliver 6 days a week. We also support our community by giving back in the one-day biggest food drive in our country. We are just not letter carriers. We are part of the community. We will also need the 91% of the community activists that are out there supporting letter carriers and the postal workers. We ask you to please keep the fight going if we want to make a difference in bringing back the letter carriers and the postal workers stronger than ever. And this is a way we can do it, by calling your senators at this number, 202-224-3121, and demand for them to pass these bills. We as letter carriers want to let the community know that letter carriers do not serve red or blue. We serve red, white, and blue, the United States of America. Si se puede.
Hi everyone, happy Labor Day, and hope you and your family are doing well today and enjoying the day. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Northeast Bexar County Democrats for honoring me. I would also like to take the opportunity to congratulate my brother Homer Hernandez, who has received the male version of this award. As unionists, we are activists, advocates, and we fight for fairness in the workplace. And that fairness in the workplace extends beyond just our workplace. We fight for fairness for all workers. In that activism and advocacy, it goes beyond just those that we represent. And as an example, our representation is also to fight for those who don't have a voice, even if they're not part of our citizenship or part of our country. Specifically, I speak right now about the Dilley Detention Center that still holds 53 families that have been there over 100 days, and 35 of those families that have been there for over 300 days. These families are being faced with the decision to leave their children behind, be split up, and allow their children to end up in other areas that they don't know as they try to find their way back to their home country in a dangerous trek. I'm asking that you consider taking a moment of your time to write a letter to these families, letting them know that you are with them in spirit, that you hope the best for them, and you send blessings. These letters or cards can be sent to the Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid in care of Mackenzie Levy, 1111 North Main Avenue, San Antonio, Texas, 78212. Again, thank you very much for this opportunity, and I would like to thank my family for being so supportive of the work that we do. Thank you.
Hi,
I'm Justice Gisela Triana, and I am proud to be the Democratic nominee for the Texas Supreme Court, Place 8. I have been a lawyer for over 30 years and a judge for over 24 years. I have served on the municipal court, on the Justice of the Peace Court, on the county court at law, on the district court, and now I'm currently serving as a justice on the Third Court of Appeals. If I am elected, I will be the only person who has ever served on the Texas Supreme Court that has served on every lower court. And the reason that that is important is because experience should matter on the highest court in Texas. Currently, we have 9 Republicans that are sitting on the Supreme Court, 7 of which were appointed to the current position by either Greg Abbott or Rick Perry. That is not merit selection. That is not allowing the people of Texas to decide who their judges are. That is just the Republican Party and a Republican governor making sure that they have their cronies on the highest court to make sure that their policies are held to be legal. We need to change that. You have the power to take back our courts. We have the power to make sure that we have fair and balanced courts and that we restore justice so that everybody has a fair shake when they go to the Supreme Court. Once again, make sure you vote up and down for all of the Democrats to make sure we ensure that we have justice for all. Mi nombre es Gisela Triana. Yo soy la juez de la Corte de Apelaciones. Y le estoy pidiendo su voto para todos los demócratas que estamos corriendo como jueces este noviembre. Es hora que regresemos justicias a las Cortes. Muchas gracias.
Hi, Northeast Bexar County Democrats. Thank you for another wonderful year and for your fighting the good fight and always in pursuit of better government. My name is Tina Torres and I am running for judge of the 407th District Court. Being a judicial candidate, everybody always asks me about my experience, and I can't help but think about the highs and the lows that I've had in my 24 years of practice. I often think about my early years when I practiced with my dad. There was a few months, well actually probably about a year or two, when we had some very difficult cases that we lost. And I started getting a little bit hopeless. And I remember one day we were talking and I said, you may think about not taking these types of cases anymore. And my dad he just looked at me with his furrowed brow and he said, you never stop fighting for the things you believe in. And we kept on taking those cases. And at some point, justice prevailed. What I realized throughout my years of practice is the importance of judges in the administration of justice to ensure that everybody gets a fair playing field. I've been inspired by people like my dad that fought the good fight for so long, and by the Northeast Bexar County Democrats and all of my friends here who have never given up on better government, on better policies, on better judges. So thank you once again for allowing me to be with you today. Thank you for always supporting me and for being my friend. This is going to be a wonderful year, and I just look forward to celebrating with you together. My name is Tina Torres, and I'm running for judge of the 407th District Court. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Betty Vance, and this is Alberta. I don't know what's coming up next, but I sure know it's going to be good. Good is anything that makes us love, makes us learn, or makes us laugh. Stay tuned, because Alberta and I will be. Stay tuned.
Are we ready? We on? Okay. This is Rainier Smurd, and I just want to let everybody know that the Northeast Bexar County Democrats were going to be having their picnic for Labor Day on September 7th, but the whole thing's going to be virtual. Virtual, yeah, have you ever heard of such a thing in your life? I don't know why everybody's so upset about this virus thing. Hell, I made the mistake one time of eating Chinese food in Guatemala, and I got a system that can take on anything. A Hereford bull couldn't take me down. And I want you to know one more thing. Let me tell you one more thing. The other day, we had 40 people over here at the house for July 4th. Not one person was wearing a mask. And we spent the whole day popping off firecrackers and setting off rockets and whipping kids and putting out grass fires. And not one person was wearing a mask. And we haven't had any problems whatsoever. Not one problem. Let me call you back.
Hello, Texas Democrats. My name is Judge Amy Clark Meacham, and I'm so proud to be your Democratic nominee for Chief Justice because we need to restore fairness and balance to the all-Republican Texas Supreme Court. We live in unprecedented times, and while the challenges of these dark days are enormous, they also offer us a unique opportunity to collectively reimagine a more fair and just society. And one of the cornerstones of a more fair and just society is equal access to justice and access to justice under the law. Access to justice should not be predetermined by race or gender or sexual orientation or the size of someone's bank account. Access to justice should not be the exclusive domain of the wealthy or the privileged or those who hold on to power. Instead, we need to engage in meaningful conversations about progress. We should take this moment to create a judicial system that provides access to justice for all Texans, where every Texas family is afforded equal justice under the law. Texas families are not best served by biased judges who put their thumbs on the scales and disproportionately favor one side. Texas families are not best served by judges who have a predetermined or partisan agenda. Instead, we need judges with integrity, with common sense, who will interpret the law fairly with the goal of obtaining the most just result. That's why I'm running, and so proud to be running with all these other great candidates. My name is Judge Amy Clark Meacham, and with your help, I will become the first woman ever elected Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Texas this November. Thank you, and stay well.
I'm Rosie Alvarado, and I'm your judge of our 438th District Court bench here in Bexar County. And I want to wish each and every one of you a happy Labor Day. And I hope that you and your family and friends are all safe and healthy during these times. 4 years ago, could anyone have imagined the trials that we are facing today? When I think about the struggles and suffering that we have witnessed in our community over the past 5 months, I just cannot help but imagine how much worse could it be? How much worse would it be without those among us who stand on the front lines and keep the very worst at bay? Nurses, doctors, first responders, and now our teachers place themselves between us and the virus, putting our welfare before their own. What sacrifice and courage. Where would we be without our postal workers and our call workers who keep us connected to one another at a time when those connections are more important than ever? Where would we be without all of the folks working to keep our families fed, our lights on, our supply lines running? Can any of us but truly imagine where would we be without our essential workers? Essential workers. The virus did not make these folks essential. They have always been essential. Current events just brought this truth to the forefront of our mind, a place where it will stay long after COVID is a memory. And standing behind our essential workers is a force that supports and sustains them. No teacher, farmer, postal worker, doctor, nurse, first responder, or other critical worker has sacrificed alone. So too have their partners, parents, children, aunts, uncles, and cousins. And I know how grateful I am for my family and for the strength that they have given me over the years. And I am so grateful for the families of our essential workers. Our party has long been the party of working families, and for that I could not be more proud. Our party has also been working families working together. Working families have sustained us in the past, and they are our future. So on this Labor Day, I hope you will join me and say thank you to all our essential workers, and especially their families. Happy Labor Day.
Greetings, Bexar County Democrats. This is Nicole Garza. I am your Democratic nominee for the 37th Judicial District Court, and I'm here with a Labor Day message for all of us in this very difficult time. Today, we have the opportunity to recognize those that have dedicated themselves to the work of building and creating our country, and more specifically, today, our county and our city. And so I'd like to say thank you to all of those people who are out there day in and day out, all of our frontline workers, our medical personnel, and every other single person who has continued to carry part of the load during this very trying time. I'm also reminded of my parents. We grew up, some of you know, with very little, but my parents always worked one, if not two jobs to try to help us make ends meet. And there are many families that continue to live in circumstances that require both of them to work more than one job. I say thank you, because we, standing here today, are the beneficiaries of that hard work and those sacrifices. And so to my parents, thank you. To all the other parents out there who do the same thing for their children, thank you. There are so many individuals in our community that still don't have access to justice, and that is why we're running on a platform of access to justice, equal access to justice, compassionate access to justice for everyone and not just some of us. My name's Nicole Garza, and I'm asking for your vote beginning October 13th or on Election Day, November 3rd. Thank you.
Hello, Northeast Dems. I'm Joe Gonzalez, your current district attorney for Bexar County. Thank you all for inviting me to speak at your annual Labor Day picnic in this virtual format. Even in the face of all of the adversity that this pandemic has caused, your hard work and dedication to the party created a historic turnout during the primary runoff election back in June. I know you will continue this amazing momentum into the November election. Ever since I was elected back in 2018 on a platform of criminal justice reform, the DA's office has been able to make leaps and bounds in bettering San Antonio. Some of those programs include cite and release and our bail bond reform policy. I'd like to thank you so much for your support in these past 2 years, and I look forward to what more we can do to accomplish. If you'd like to keep up to date with all that I'm doing, make sure to follow Bexar County District Attorney Joe D. Gonzalez on Facebook. Now stay safe and have a wonderful picnic.
Little darling, the streets are full of neo-Nazis. See 'em snarling, I'm pretty sure they're off their meds. They're parading with the stars and bars and tiki torches, demonstrating they got a point, it's on their heads. There goes the sun, they're blocking out the sun, and I say it's alt-right. I've been thinking that the Republican Revolution is just Lincoln rolling over in his grave. There goes the sun, Civil War rerun, I say it's alt-right. Scum, 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 here they come. Scum, 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 here they come. Keep resisting, we won't let ignorance defeat us. Keep persisting, the Klan can't stand the light of day. Then here comes the sun, we'll say, here comes the sun, and we'll say, it's all right. Make it all right. Let's make America great and let love eclipse hate.
Watermelons are green, but the insides are red. If I were you, I'd look ahead to more fun and politics at the NEBCD picnic. Stay tuned.
Hello, Northeast Bexar County Democrats. My name is Angelica Jimenez, and I have the honor of serving you as your judge for the 408th District Court. I know that these times are different and they are very difficult, but we have done our best to keep the wheels of justice turning. We are working hard for you daily, even by Zoom. And I am happy to at least be able to say hello to you all virtually today. I wanted to thank you all for all of your hard work, for always being dedicated to our Democrats in Bexar County. I look forward to our election in 2020. And I remind you, I am on the ballot, and thank you because I am unopposed. Your help got me here, and I am very, very appreciative. Also, I'd like to take this time to congratulate our amazing labor activists. Thank you, and congratulations to Ms. Rachel Cavazos with the San Antonio AFL-CIO Central Labor Council, and to Mr. Homer Hernandez with the National Association of Letter Carriers. Thank you all for the amazing work that you've done for all of our labor and for each and every one of us. With that, Northeast Bexar County Democrats, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Enjoy this Labor Day picnic, and thank you to all of our labor activists as well. And here is to turning 2020 around and finishing strong.
My name is Ezra Johnson, and I'm the Vice Chair of the VIA Metropolitan Transit Authority Board of Trustees. My primary mission at VIA is to do all the good we can in all the ways we can for all the people we can. VIA is a lifeline for our seniors and our disabled community. VIA is also vital to many students and essential workers who keep San Antonio moving. On this Labor Day, it is important to note that the average VIA rider works full-time but lives below the poverty line. Nearly 3/4 of San Antonians devote almost 1/4 of their incomes to owning a car. This makes our housing affordability crisis even worse. Better public transit not only provides physical access to jobs and education, but it makes it easier for low-wage workers to stay in their homes. In addition, better public transit helps alleviate traffic congestion and reduce environmental stresses. But we can't have better public transit without additional funding. VIA's budget, which is the smallest in the state, has been stretched to the breaking point. VIA is proud of how much we are able to do with so little, but we all recognize that it is not enough. With your help, VIA can do more good for more people, and that is why I'm asking you to say yes to transit. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Goodman. I've been a member of NEBCD since 2016. Come to our Labor Day picnic. It's going to be lots of fun, and you can help us raise funds to get Tweety Bird out of office. I'm so going to vote.
Let me tell you something about Rebecca Martinez. She's smart as a whip. She's way too fair.
We need judges with real practical experience.
You gotta love somebody that provides justice to everyone.
A fair and independent judiciary is what Texans deserve.
Who understands how we treat the least of us is how ultimately we can expect to be treated ourselves.
The right temperament and someone who will preserve the integrity of the courthouse.
When you go into a courtroom, you're already nervous. And the one thing that you don't want to feel like is that the judge is already against you. You want to feel like there's impartiality.
We need more women on the bench, just as we need more women in every room and every place and seat in power in our country.
We have fought for our rights to work, to vote, and to belong.
In these times, there is no shortage of men in leadership or men who are running for office, but there's definitely a shortage of women who are qualified to run for office, which is all the more reason why we should re-elect Justice Martinez.
She understands the community, represents them well, has a fair and balanced approach, and that's what we need from a strong woman justice who can continue to do great work on behalf of our community.
Rebecca Martinez has 26 years of experience, and that matters.
We all know her, we know her capabilities, we know her education, her background, and she has provided excellent service as a judge here in Bexar County in the state of Texas.
I'm Rebecca Martinez.
The 4th Court of Appeals serves 32 counties, the largest judicial appellate district among the 14 in Texas. This November, I humbly ask for your vote to become the next Chief Justice. These are challenging times for all of us, but I'm still working. I'm the proud daughter of a Vietnam veteran, and a strong work ethic is in my blood. I've written almost 1,000 opinions while on the court, even holding virtual oral arguments this summer. To win in November, I need your help. Please visit RebeccaForChief.com to volunteer, stay engaged, and I'm grateful for any size donation. So please vote all the way down the ballot, and don't forget your Democratic judicial candidates.
Hello, my Bexar Democrats. I'm Monica Alcantara, your chairwoman of the Bexar County Democratic Party. And I want to thank Northeast for inviting me out to your amazing virtual Labor Day picnic. I look forward to this event every year, and every year you've given me the honor to introduce our candidates. Unfortunately, we cannot come together in person, but I am certain that you are going to have a spectacular event. We have amazing Democrats on the ticket all the way up and down, from our state house all the way down to our courthouse. And I need you all to please ensure that we are voting blue all the way through. So my big ask here today is that you talk to your friends and family, encourage them to vote early, and make sure they're voting all the way down Democrat, all the way through. Democrats, right now as we celebrate Labor Day, this is a time that we honor our labor workers and our labor unions. And right now is a time that we stand behind our postal service workers and ensure that they know that we are with them and that we are behind them. We are here to help fight, to protect our rights, to ensure that yes, we can vote, but also that our veterans are receiving their mail and their prescriptions, that those that are in need are receiving their checks, and those that rely upon the Postal Service can continue to do so. So here, as Democrats, we all stand together as one and we fight. So right now, I am expecting everyone to go out and vote blue all the way through, to vote early, to ensure that you are pulling out your family members and your friends to go vote. Is it extremely important? So we need everyone out November 3rd, and we will see you all there at the polls. Thank you, guys.
Hello, friends and fellow Democrats. This is John Courage. I just wanted to wish everybody well on this Labor Day. I want to commend the Northeast Bexar County Democrats for sponsoring this Labor Day picnic. Also want to offer my congratulations to the honorees who have worked so hard for labor for so many years. And I want to just congratulate all of the other Democratic candidates running for office for this time. It is an important period of time. We all need to join together. We need to work hard over the next couple of months to ensure a great victory for the Democratic Party, for our region, for Bexar County, and of course, for our nation. So I wish all of you well, work hard, but enjoy the time today. Thank you and good luck.
I'm Bob Como, Labor Representative on the VIA Board. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Early voting starts in just 36 days, and those who vote by mail can begin taking back our country in just a few weeks. Our labor will produce the sweetest victory ever. Who enjoys driving on I-35 traffic in Austin? Not much fun, is it? I was involved in a bone-breaking accident north of Austin, resulting in chronic back injuries. Well, a city the size of Austin is moving to San Antonio within the next 20 years, bringing their cars, pickups, boats, and trailers. What they won't be bringing is the adequate roadway necessary to accommodate all those vehicles. I had another serious auto accident on the Katy Freeway in Houston, where there are now 26 lanes, most of any in the world. Traffic engineers state that drive times are now longer than they were before construction. Who envisions that as a solution? Houston's failure to plan and build a viable transit system in the 60s forced Houston to try and build their way out of the traffic congestion hole that they had dug. Recently, they approved billions of dollars for transit, and Austin voters have a multi-billion-dollar proposal on their November ballot. VIA's proposal is much more modest. It will reallocate 1/8 cent sales tax for transit to begin in 2026 with no increase in the tax rate. At that point, we'll be collecting 7/8 of a cent, while Houston, Dallas, and Austin have collected a full penny for decades. I am fighting to ensure passage of this vital proposition, and I hope you will join us in this campaign. The San Antonio AFL-CIO, at the request of the Transit Union, unanimously endorsed Proposition A, and we are asking the Democratic Party and clubs to endorse and to vote yes for transit. Vote for Proposition A and remind our community the meaning of solidarity.
Happy Labor Day and congratulations to you on your 20th annual Labor Day picnic. It's a pleasure to be here, although virtually. I am Judge Stacy with an I. Williams, and I'm your proud Democratic nominee for the Texas Supreme Court, Place 7. You've already heard it, but I'm going to say it again. The 2020 election is the most important election of our lifetime. This election is critical for the future of Texas and for our democracy. This is our journey for justice, equality, and fairness. And the Texas Supreme Court, well, it's time for change. The Texas Supreme Court recently rejected efforts to expand vote by mail, even though the Texas Supreme Court conducted its business in April and May through Zoom so that the justices would not contract COVID. The Texas Supreme Court rightly issued a moratorium on evictions and foreclosures. Yet, in spite of record high unemployment rates in the state, the Texas Supreme Court recently lifted that moratorium and is allowing evictions and foreclosures. But guess what? The justices on the Texas Supreme Court are still receiving their guaranteed Texas state salary, and they can pay their mortgages or rent. It is time that our Texas Supreme Court embrace real Texas values and actually reflect the rich diversity of this state. I am Judge Stacy with an I. Williams. You can learn more about my qualifications and experience on my website, www.judgestacy.com, and join me on Facebook, Judge Stacy Williams for Texas Supreme Court. Thank you.
Hi, this is Gail Wise, co-chair of the Events and Fundraising Committee, the
committee that's responsible for putting together the Labor Day picnic. This year it's a virtual Labor Day picnic. I'm sitting at Aggie Park because I would love to be here with all of you, but we just can't be this year. However, NEBCD continues to work for our candidates, and we have a couple of new things that we have added this year. We've added a paid campaign field organizer who's working hard on the campaign to elect Democrats. And we also are paying for an app called Hustle. It is a texting app that's helping us clean up the van system and make sure that we are contacting only Democrats, good voting Democrats. Plus, we have our 2020 campaign office as usual. It's at 6653 San Pedro this year. We would love to have you come by and visit us. All of that takes money. And the picnic itself this year is not bringing in any funds, selling tickets, etc. We need you to donate. We need everyone to donate. All of the money that you donate goes to the function of this club helping to elect Democrats to office up and down the ballot. I would ask you to go now, while you're thinking about it, to nebcd.org. On the Labor Day picnic button, you'll find a gold bar that says sponsorships available. Click on that gold bar. It will take you directly to Act Blue, which will tell you how you can donate in different levels of donation and sponsorship. Please give as much as you possibly can. We cannot afford to not be victorious in November. Thank you, as always, for your continued support.
Hello, everybody at Northeast Democrats. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person today, but of course we have to keep our 6 feet apart from each other and keep each other healthy so that we can win elections in November. My name is Judge Veronica Vasquez, and I'm with Probate Court number 2. And today is an especially important holiday for me as the daughter of someone that was involved in the labor union. My father was a postal worker for 36 plus years, and he was heavily involved in the unions. And so it's especially important holiday for me and my family. I just want to thank you all at Northeast Democrats for everything that you do and all of your hard work. And I especially want to congratulate Rachel Cavazos and Homer Hernandez for their award this year. Everybody stay safe and have a happy Labor Day with your loved ones. And I want to congratulate everyone out there for all the hard work they do. Thank you.
Good afternoon, fellow Democrats, and happy Labor Day to each and every one of you. I want to make a shout out to my friends in labor and thank you all for the wonderful work you've done for many, many years, many decades, to bring our society into a more just and prosperous place for each and every one of us. And may the labor movement never stop, never die. Keep fighting. There's always more justice that can be achieved, and we got to keep fighting for justice. I want to thank my friends in the Northeast Democrats and all of my fellow Democrats. I thank you all for your wonderful support this year and for so many years. I wouldn't be standing here today as your candidate for the 144th Judicial District Court if not for your constant encouragement and support. And I want to thank all of you who are, in fact, precinct chairs who voted for me, and I thank those who did not vote for me as well for all of your hard work as precinct chairs. And I hope we as a party will come together and vote from the bottom up, ladies and gentlemen. Vote from the bottom up. Make sure you take care of all of us that are down ballot before we have the wonderful pleasure to end our voting experience with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And I'm very excited to be your candidate this year for the 144th Judicial District Court. And I look forward to seeing y'all before Election Day and to celebrate victory for all of us Democrats on Election Day. Thank you.
Back when they said all men, they meant every wealthy European male. So back then to vote required being white and being rich and being male. They said you can't vote if you got no property. You can't vote if you're not free. You can't vote if you are a woman, 'cause you got no stake in democracy. Year by year, people had to ponder what the Declaration must have meant. By all men, clearly it was time for an electoral adjustment. And they won the vote for those who had no property. Won the vote for those who'd been freed. Won the vote for women in America. They wrote it down, it was guaranteed. They all said it's my vote, you can't deny it. My voice can't take it away. My right, I won't be quiet. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. Well, the rights are right, but without a fight it can't evaporate and float away. And by night there were those who came around and tried to take the vote away. They said, you can't vote, you haven't paid the poll tax. You can't vote, you can't pass the exam. You can't vote for fear of retribution. And the people stood up and said, well damn, it's my vote, you can't deny it. My voice can't take it away. My right, I won't be quiet. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. So my friends, get to know your candidates and register and rock the vote. And beware, always in the shadows there are those who want to block the vote. They say you can't vote, you registered improperly. You can't vote because your lines are too long. You can't vote, your machine isn't working right. You can't vote because your purse from the roll. Say you're going to use it, say you'll never lose it. And if they ask you whose it is, just say it's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, you can't deny it. My voice can't take it away. My right, I won't be quiet. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. My vote, my voice, my right. My vote, my voice, my right.
Good afternoon, Northeast Bexar County Democrats, and a happy Labor Day to you and to all of my fellow Democrats. This is David Canales, and I am your judge of the 73rd District Court. I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to address you today at your virtual Labor Day picnic. These are certainly very challenging and unprecedented times for all of us, and yet I want you to know that I'm working very hard for you at the courthouse to ensure that the doors of justice are open and accessible to everyone. I'm very grateful and humbled by your hard work and your dedication, because it is your exceptional volunteerism and your democratic spirit that's going to ensure that we have a very historic turnout this November in Bexar County. Congratulations to Rachel Cavazos and to Homer Hernandez on their awards, recognizing their hard work and contributions to the labor movement. I hope that one day soon we will get to see each other in person, and until then, I want to remind you to stay safe and healthy and enjoy your Labor Day. Thank you.
Hello, Judge Melissa Vada here. I serve you as judge of County Court 15. I would like to thank the Northeast Democrats for this opportunity to participate in the virtual Labor Day celebration. I'd like to wish my fellow Democrats a happy Labor Day. Thank you for your continued support. I'd like you to know that the judges at the courthouse are working hard for you throughout this pandemic. If you're interested in seeing how things go in the virtual world, follow our YouTube channel. So again, thank you for all of your support. Happy Labor Day. I hope everyone is staying safe, and I look forward to the day that we can all meet again in person. Take care.
Hello everyone, my name is Colt Osborne and I'm the campaign manager for NEBCD. In addition to this, I'm the field director for BBAD, the Bear Blue Action Democrats. BBAD is the action arm for NEBCD this year. We're part of a statewide Blue Action Democrats group with chapters in other cities that are working together to get votes. Our motto is get shit done, and with NEBCD's help and support, that is exactly what we're doing. 65,000 postcards sent, over 100,000 texts, and close to 5,000 calls so far. We're in the middle of the most important election any of us have ever faced. We are at a critical juncture in this country, and nobody is coming to save us but ourselves. That comes down to you and me and what we do with the next 57 days. Your vote matters, but it's not enough. Whatever you've done to get votes in the past is no longer enough. There's a lot of people out there on the fence about our candidates and voting in general, and we can't count on them to get the information they need from TV and their Facebook friends. We need you, we need your help now. Go to nebcd.org and click Get Involved. There, you'll find links to sign up for a volunteer shift. We're going to be making calls, sending texts, and dropping off voting info until November the 3rd. Between now and November the 3rd, sign up for at least 2 volunteer shifts. If the scheduling doesn't work, contact me and I will get you going. A couple hours of your time could make all the difference in the world for a potential voter that needs a friendly voice and good info. Remember, freedom is something that dies unless it's used. Be well, stay safe, and I look forward to building a better future with all of you. Thank you.
I'm thinking of all of you today across Texas. I know the rise in case numbers is causing fear and apprehension. People are frightened, and they're especially worried about their parents, their grandparents, and loved ones who are most at risk. This virus is tough, but Texas is tougher. We can stop the spread, but it's up to all of us to do it. We have to step up and do both the simple things and the hard things to keep our families and our neighbors safe. Wear a mask, wash your hands, stay home if you can, and socially distance when you go out. I want every single American to know, if you're sick, if you're struggling, if you're worried about how you're going to get through the day, I will not abandon you. We're all in this together. We'll fight this together. And together, we'll emerge from this stronger than we were before we began. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Hot dog, meat and bread. Not this time, just food for the mind. Lies ahead. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, my name is Kathy Carter, and today I'm going to be reading for you Grace for President by Kelly DiPuccio. Everyone sit back, relax, grab your food, grab your drink, grab your desserts especially, and enjoy the reading. Have a great Labor Day. One Monday morning in September, Mrs. Barrington rolled out a big poster with all of the president's pictures on it. Grace Campbell could not believe her eyes. Where are all the girls? That's a very good question, said Mrs. Barrington. The truth is, our country has never had a woman president. No girl president ever? Grace asked. No, I'm afraid not, said Mrs. Barrington. Grace sat at her desk and stewed. No girls? Who ever heard of such a crazy thing? Finally, she raised her hand. Yes, Grace? I've been thinking it over, and I'd like to be president. Several students in the class laughed. Well, I think that's a star-spangled idea, Grace, said Mrs. Barrington. In fact, we can have our own election right here at Woodrow Wilson Elementary. The snickering in the room stopped. Grace smiled. Would anyone else like to run for president? Mrs. Barrington asked the class. Nobody raised their hand. Becoming president was going to be easy, Grace thought. The next day, Mrs. Barrington made an announcement. In the name of democracy, I have invited Mr. Waller's class to join our election. Their class has nominated Thomas Cobb to be their presidential candidate. Grace's heart sank. Thomas was the school's spelling bee champion. His experiments always took the blue ribbon at the science fair, and he was captain of the soccer team. Becoming president wasn't going to be easy after all, Grace thought. The teachers put the names of all 50 states and the District of Columbia into a hat. Everyone except for Grace and Thomas got to choose a state. I'm Texas, said Anthony. I'm New Hampshire, said Rose. I'm Michigan, said Robbie. What does the number 16 mean? Each state is assigned a number of electoral votes. That number is determined by how many people live in that state, said Mrs. Barrington. Each of you will be representative for your state. Altogether, our country has 538 electoral votes, Mr. Waller explained. On election day, the candidate who receives 270 electoral votes or more wins the election. Why 270? Asked Rose. That's more than half of all the electoral votes, Mr. Waller said. Becoming president really wasn't going to be easy, Grace thought. Grace came up with a campaign slogan. Make history, vote Grace Campbell for president. Thomas came up with his own campaign slogan. Vote for Thomas Cobb, the best man for the job. Grace listened to what issues were important to the students, and she made a list of the campaign promises. A peaceful school, no bullies. A cleaner school, no littering. Better hot lunches, no more fish stick tacos. Thomas made up his own list of promises. Free tutoring, free soccer lessons, fish stick tacos every week. Grace made campaign posters and buttons. Thomas made posters and buttons too. Each week, the teachers set aside time for the candidates to meet with their constituents. Polls were taken. Voters were making their choices. Grace continued her campaign. At recess, she gave speeches. During lunch, she handed out free cupcakes. After school, she held rallies. Meanwhile, Thomas wasn't worried. He had cleverly calculated that the boys held slightly more electoral votes than the girls. At recess, Thomas studied his spelling words. During lunch, he worked on his latest science experiment. After school, he played soccer. Even before the election, Grace made good on her promises. She joined the safety squad. She organized a school beautification committee, and she volunteered her time in the school cafeteria. In early November, Woodrow Wilson Elementary hosted a special Election Day assembly. Grace and Thomas took their places on stage as the school band began to play. Henry was the first representative to approach the microphone. The Yellowhammer State of Alabama cast its 9 electoral votes for Thomas Cobb. Fletcher said, the last frontier state of Alaska cast its 3 electoral votes for the best man for the job, Thomas Cobb. Hannah called out, the Grand Canyon state of Arizona cast its 11 electoral votes for Grace Campbell. And so it went. State after state after state cast their electoral votes. The scoreboard in the gymnasium kept track of the totals. The voting demonstration was quickly coming to an end. Clara approached the podium. The Badger State of Wisconsin cast its 10 votes for my best friend, Grace Campbell. Grace looked at the scoreboard. Thomas had 268 electoral votes. She had 267. There was only one state still unaccounted for, Wyoming. Thomas grinned. Grace felt sick. Sam walked up to the microphone. He looked at Thomas. He looked at Grace. He looked down at Grace's handmade flag. Sam didn't say a word. "What are you waiting for?" Thomas whispered. The band stopped playing. All eyes were on Wyoming. Finally, Sam cleared his throat. The equality state of Wyoming cast its 3 electoral votes for Grace Campbell. The gymnasium erupted in loud cheers and a few boos. Mrs. Barrington approached the podium. With 270 electoral votes, the winner is Grace Campbell. Thomas looked stunned. Grace hugged Sam. "Why did you do it?" she asked. Sam handed Grace his flag. "Because," he said, "I thought you were the best person for the job." The following week, students in Mrs. Barrington's class prepared for their career day presentations. Grace volunteered to go first. She stood in the front of the room and glanced at the poster still hanging on the wall. "My name is Grace Campbell, and when I grow up, I'm going to be President of the United States." This time, everyone believed that she would.
Hello, Northeast Bexar County Democrats. You've persevered despite the challenges brought on by this pandemic. This virtual Labor Day picnic ensures that one of our community's great Labor Day traditions continues in a manner that's safe for all. JFK famously noted that the labor movement is and has been good for all America, and your devotion to our northern precincts here in Bexar County is good for all of San Antonio. So let's work together to ensure that this November is one that we never forget. Happy Labor Day, NEBCD.
Vote him away. We must all work very hard to defeat the most dangerous president we have ever had in the People's House. The future of our country for our grandkids is at stake.
If you can, please donate to the Northeast Bexar County Democrats so we can support candidates up and down the ballot, and we can
vote him away.
Hello, Democrats, and happy Labor Day. I'm Wendy Davis, and I'm proud to be your Democratic nominee to replace Chip Roy in Texas Congressional District 21. Winning this seat and helping to turn Texas blue wouldn't be possible without the hard work that you have done as part of this campaign and past campaigns. A year ago, when we all met in person, none of us could have imagined the crises that we would be facing today. We've come to understand that Donald Trump is a chaos president and Chip Roy is a chaos congressman. They're attempting to stoke fear to draw our attention away from their catastrophic and unacceptable handling of the coronavirus. So much has been asked of our union brothers and sisters as part of this moment. That's why on this Labor Day, I want to give a special thank you to those of you who have been on the front lines, helping us combat this pandemic and assuring that we continue to have our needs met, whether in public transit, education, healthcare, or food supply chains. I so wish we could all be together. In the meantime, we're going to keep working to make sure that every Texan can safely return to work and school. This election is going to be really close, and we know every conversation we have is going to make a difference. With your continued help, we will win in November. We will win because our communities deserve leaders who will fight to make sure that they have a sustainable planet, safe and good schools, and access to the health care that they need. Thank you for all that you do, and happy Labor Day.
Well, are we on? Oh, hi, this is Tammy Schmerd, and I just wanted you to know that the Northeast Bexar County Democrats are going to be having their Labor Day picnic on September 7th, and the whole thing's going to be virtual. Doesn't that just make you want to yarp? Who wants to go to a picnic where you're not out in the sun and sweating and dealing with ants and chiggers and scorpions and dodging dog turds and keeping an eye on Mildred because there's a weirdo in the bushes and Mildred tends to wander? That's what I call a good American picnic, and I don't need virtual anything. And let me tell you one more thing. If God had wanted us to wear masks, he wouldn't have provided us with holes in our head. Now, Bexar County Northeast Democrats, you just try arguing with that. Put that down, I'm gonna pull you inside out.
Hello to all Northeast Bexar County Democrats. I know that all of us are sad that we can't be at Aggie Park as we usually are for the Labor Day celebration, but I wanted to take just a few minutes to say thank you for all of your incredible work. Everything that y'all have been doing, not just in this election cycle, where I know that y'all work to raise the Democratic turnout in the primaries by a stunning 78%, but also for a lot of years that y'all have been working so hard. So many people making phone calls, canvassing or block walking, spreading the word to neighbors, begging family members and friends to go vote for a lot of the great candidates that we've had over the years. And I believe that this is the year that we break through, not only in Texas, but also on the northeast part of town. Wendy Davis, obviously incredible candidate for Congress, is deadlocked in a race with Chip Roy, Republican, to go to Congress in that 21st Congressional District. Selena Montoya over there, y'all know that that district was Joe Strauss's old district. Now she has polling that shows her ahead in what was once a die-hard Republican district. And Christine Hordick in County Commissioner Precinct 3. Let's make sure we do everything that we can to support her and make sure that we don't give up on any candidate. This is going to be a big year for us. And so that's why I just wanted to be with y'all for a minute and say thank you for all of your incredible work. This has been the last few years for all of us, a very trying time. This president has done a lot of damage and destruction in this country and around the world to America's reputation. And this November, we get to show the world who we are, what kind of country we are, what kind of people we are as Americans, and what we stand for. And so please do everything that you've been doing. Get everybody out to vote. May God bless all of y'all, and hopefully we'll see you soon in person. Take care.
I pulled you over 'cause you were speeding. Do you know how black you were going? Had you clocked at 50 miles per black in a 45 blacks per hour zone? I'll be right black when I've run your license. Just sit black and relax. Step out of the vehicle, son. Come with me. Gonna book you on a DWB. You put your hands up so naturally, I thought you had a gun up there, hidden somewhere in midair. You said don't shoot, you tried to flee, which I took as an attack, shot you 5 times in the back. I chased you down 'cause you had a pocket knife Thought you might be joining the Swiss Army, or stealing Skittles, or passing 20s, or otherwise compromising Western civilization. Oh, you can't breathe. No, you can't breathe. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. That's what they all say. Come quietly. I'll book you on a DOA WB.
Hi everyone, Gina Ortiz-Jones, running in Texas's 23rd Congressional District. Happy Labor Day, Northeast Bexar County Democrats. I wish we were celebrating in person, but we've all got to do our part to make sure we are staying safe and healthy so we can get over this public health crisis as quickly as possible. Labor Day for me is always a time to think about the men and women who have come before us and have worked so hard to get us to where we are, right? Fair wages, Davis-Bacon wages, safe workplaces, and secure pensions so people can retire with dignity. And there's so much on the line for working families come November. We're just under 6 weeks away from the start of early voting here in Texas. So there's not a lot of time. We've got to make sure we turn out the vote in November. When I think of organized labor, though, I also think about the critical role that you play in our country's overall economic security and national security. In my time working in national security, almost 15 years, I served in countries where it was very clear the reason they had such challenges is because they didn't have a strong middle class. There was a few at the top with a lot of the resources, and there were a lot of folks at the bottom that were fighting for scraps. And when you have that, that's when countries destabilize. And so I think of organized labor as certainly fighting for working families, but also so critical to our country's economic security. So I want to thank you for the work that you have been doing, are doing, will do to make sure we get our country back on the right track. I am honored to be in this fight with you. Let's go win.
Hi, this is Sandra Thompson, Communications Chair for the Northeast Bexar County Democrats. Thank you for joining us today. Like the rest of the women and men of NEBCD that work to keep this nonprofit organization running, volunteering is a labor of love. A love for our country, all the way to our local community. NEBCD assures our democratic voice is heard through a dedicated, year-round monthly meeting schedule with important topics and interesting guest speakers. We hold at least 2 candidate forums each year, introducing the public to face-to-face contact with candidates on our Democratic ticket. NEBCD also holds 2 major fundraisers per year: the Laughing Liberally comedy program at Josephine Theater, and our Labor Day picnic, usually held at Aggie Park. These fundraisers are extremely important to Democrats in Bexar County during the presidential election cycle. We offer these funds to get out the vote efforts and to vote him away. Now let's rejoin the program.
Hello, fellow Democrats. In this most unusual year, it's rather strange to not be gathering with you at Aggie Hall for saludos, cheers, good politics, and in the words of my dear late friend John Lewis, good trouble. We have our work cut out for us. Less than 2 months from now until Election Day, a time when America will literally determine whether we preserve our democracy or move on a path to tyranny, with a president who has had an insatiable desire for power that equals his insatiable ego. Here in Texas, we know that the Biden-Harris ticket is neck and neck with Trump. If we can turn Texas, we turn our country, and we literally turn the world. Of course, it's not enough to just get rid of the stable genius. He couldn't have maintained his hate and bigotry and outrageous conduct without the help of so many Republican enablers. In Washington, we need to have the kind of team that can help Kamala Harris and Joe Biden not just undo the damage of the Trump years, but move us forward in a progressive way. That means getting behind with a full force Wendy Davis and Gina Ortiz-Jones, who can do so much good in Washington. And locally, so many important races. It means getting the State House in Democratic control. It means getting the courthouse a place where our Democratic judges are reelected and our sheriff is reelected. And it means, of course, throwing Trump out of the White House. I join you today in honoring Rachel, who organized that most effective caravan back in June to honor labor success, to say thanks to Homer, who I hope will soon be president of the Texas Labor Letter Carriers, a great day to honor labor leaders. Of course, the Northeast Democrats are always out there at the forefront. So a salute to Zach Like, to Bob Miller, to Madeline, who's working all the time at that headquarters. All the members who are making such a difference as we move forward in this election. I do hope, of course, that you and your families are safe and well. What a toll Trump's incompetence has caused. It's literally a matter of when Trump lies, people die. His denial, his delay, his ongoing deception. It just didn't have to be this way, and it doesn't have to be that way going forward. And yet we know that Trump, with his Russian allies, with his Republican voter suppression machine, will do everything imaginable to win this election, and probably some things that are unimaginable. That's why I hope that as we approach what Trump's own CDC director has described as perhaps the worst fall ever, with a flu season combining with the coronavirus, that everyone who can vote by mail does just that and does not risk their health to preserve the health of our democracy. If you're over 65, you can do that as a matter of right. I hope you'll tell everyone you know in your family, your friends, co-workers, neighbors, if they're 65, get registered, get applied to vote by mail. And for many people who are under 65 who've never considered themselves disabled, if you have a physical condition that limits your health at the polls, then you too need to apply to vote by mail. If we get more of our neighbors turning out to vote by mail, some to vote early, we can turn this thing into a great victory and preserve and save our American democracy. I just believe if we work together and we pull together, we will be able to overcome the know-nothing, fear-mongering, flat-earth Republicans and achieve a better America. Thanks so much.
Hello, Democrats of Northeast Bexar County. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this event celebrating Labor Day. I really enjoyed being there with my family in person last year, and I'm happy to be joining you virtually once again. The whole world's watching what's happening here in Texas, and they're wondering why Senator Cornyn and so many of our elected officials have prioritized politics over public health and completely fumbled the handling of this pandemic. But they've been watching us for a while now, and they've been wondering why we've still got kids in cages, why our representatives won't enact universal background checks, when the vast majority of Texans tell them that we know it will save lives without infringing on our rights. But right now in this moment, they also see something else. They see hundreds of thousands of Texans protesting for social justice. They see women persisting and insisting that the government does not get to tell us when to have kids. And they see a state that wants to continue creating jobs and leading in the energy industry through investing in cleaner energy and combating climate change. I'm committed to running a strong, coordinated campaign that is highlighting the work of amazing candidates up and down the ballot. From statewide to congressional to state house and local races, we have some Texas tough servant leaders running to deliver real results for our state. And also, let's not underestimate the impact of our 38 electoral votes for Biden, who is leading Trump in the polls here in Texas. But we can't do any of this without you. The cavalry isn't coming. But the good news is it's already here. It's you. And I'm so grateful that you're here in the trenches with me. So saddle up, y'all, because we've got a lot of work to do over these next 3 months. But it's going to be so worth it when we see that spineless bootlicker of a senator packing up his office.
Well, that's our picnic. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'd like to say a special thank you to all of those who participated and helped to make this happen. We hope that we provided you with as much great information, presented you with as many great candidates, and entertained you as well as we have in the past 19 Labor Day picnics. But because of these times, in a more socially responsible manner. This virtual Labor Day picnic has indeed been a challenge, but not a challenge that we as a people working together could not overcome. So we ask you to talk to your friends, your neighbors, your family, and encourage them to participate this November and vote him away.
We vote him away. Vote him away, 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 vote him away. In the White House, the mighty White House, the liar tweets tonight. In the West Wing, the self-obsessed wing, the liar tweets tonight. Exotic liar He says, hush you doctors, hush reporters, hush you science nerds. Look, my ratings are through the roof when I just say happy words. Everyone can get a test. It's just the flu. It's a hoax like all the rest. A left-wing coup. We've got lots of PPE. The cupboard's bare. It's Obama's fault, you see. The buck stops there. In the country, the quiet country, no nurses sleep tonight. But in the White House, the full of shite house, the liar tweets tonight.